But look closely. This world was simple. It was shades of green and brown. Our modern world is a world of color. Red, yellow, purple, white. A world of flowers.
For 1.5 billion years, plants existed, but not a single one of them had a flower. There was no fruit. There was no nectar. There were no bees. No butterflies.
Then, around 130 million years ago, in the new Cretaceous period, a plant evolved a secret weapon.
It was an invention that would change the color, the sound, and the rulers of our planet.
This is the Earth journey.
Welcome to the Cretaceous period, the final act of the Age of Dinosaurs. The supercontinent Pangaea was gone. The world was splitting into the continents we know today.
This created new coastlines, new climates, and new opportunities. The world was still dominated by the old guard, conifers and ferns. They reproduced by carpet bombing, releasing billions of pollen grains to the wind, and hoping that one single grain would land on the right spot. It was inefficient. The new plant, the angiosperm, had a different idea.
It produced a high-energy bribe, nectar, and it advertised.
It used colorful leaves, petals, to send a signal. Free food here.
Insects, who had just been crawling around, now had a reason to visit. And as the insect drank, the flower dusted it with pollen. It had turned the insect into a personal, precision-guided delivery service.
This was a massive evolutionary advantage. It was efficient. It was a revolution.
And it sparked a co-evolutionary arms race.
Insects evolved to find flowers. The first bees appeared.
Butterfly evolved long tongues, the angiosperms, to reach the nectar.
And the flowers evolved to be better at attracting them. They became brighter, more complex, more specialized.
In just 20 million years, flowers went from 1% of all plants to over 80%.
The world had changed color. But the flower had another secret weapon, one that would change the giants. After fertilization, the flower's ovary would swell and become a fruit. Another bribe, it paid animals in food to spread its seeds. The old Jurassic plants were tough, woody, and low in nutrients.
This new world was overflowing with high energy, high nutrient, fast food.
And this new food source created a new kind of dinosaur. The great sauropods, the titans of the Jurassic, were in decline. They were being replaced by the hadrosaurs, the duck-billed dinosaurs. They were the cows of the Cretaceous. And inside that beak was a revolutionary weapon. Thousands of grinding teeth. They could chew. They could grind down this new, tough, flowering plant material.
They were successful. They traveled in massive herds. And they cared for their young.
And this new food fueled another new giant, the ceratopsians. This is Triceratops, a 9-ton walking fortress.
It had a powerful beak designed to shear through the toughest plants.
And the armor reached its peak. The Ankylosaurus, a living tank with a bone-shattering club.
The herbivores of the Cretaceous were not easy prey.
The Jurassic world had giants and tanks.
The Cretaceous world had giants that were tanks and were smart.
They had complex social behaviors. They protected their young.
The old predators, like Allosaurus, could not have handled this. The hatchet hunter technique would be useless against a wall of horns and armor. This new, tougher prey demanded a new, tougher predator. The planet needed a monster to hunt these new monsters. And the flower revolution had created the perfect environment for it to evolve. The king had arrived. Tyrannosaurus Rex. This was not just another predator. This was an apex predator, perfected.
It didn't use a hatchet. It had the most powerful bite force of any land animal ever.
It was a bone crusher.
It was the only thing that could take on a Triceratops.
The tyrant versus the fortress. The most iconic battle in Earth's history. A 9-ton predator versus a 9-ton prey. Was the Cretaceous, the peak of the age of dinosaurs.
And it was all powered by this, the humble flower.
The flowers had created a high-energy world that fueled an arms race. That resulted in the most magnificent and terrifying creatures of all time.
The world was stable. It was the perfect dinosaur paradise.
Our ancestors were still small, still hiding, still waiting.
It seemed this world would last forever.
But 66 million years ago, high above the planet, in the darkness of the asteroid belt,
a 6-mile-wide mountain of rock was on a collision course. A random act of physics was about to end. A 165 million year long dynasty. The king had no idea his reign was about to end.
Is the next step in our journey.
The Cretaceous A world changed by flowers. A new partnership between plants and insects. A new generation of high-energy herbivores. And new, powerful defenses. Which demanded a new, ultimate predator. The peak of the age of dinosaur. Our ancestors, still waiting. But high above, a timer was ticking. An appointment with destiny. A single day can change 165 million years of history. A random event that would erase the giants. And finally, give our ancestors the end of one era is the beginning of the next. Thank you for joining us on the Earth journey. The Cretaceous world was vibrant. Powered by the new, revolutionary flower. This sparked a co-evolution that changed the planet. It created new, high-energy food sources. Which fueled a new kind of herbivore. Efficient, social, and tough. The herbivores became walking fortresses. They were the ultimate prey. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the bone.
Peak of the dinosaur arms race.
While our ancestors watched from the shadows. But this entire world had no idea its time was up.
The story. Last day.
The day the dinosaurs died.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the Earth.
Thank you for watching.
If you want to continue this journey through time, subscribe to the Earth Journey.
Our story is just beginning. Here, bathed in the golden light of the ancient world, we see the magnificent Triceratops, a true giant of the Cretaceous.